going to be a sea fishing trip. We're going to go to Aldeburgh, I think, give that a go on the dirty wall, or maybe on the town beach, not sure yet. We'll try one of them two and see how we get on. I haven't ordered any bait or nothing like that today, so we're basically going to take what's in the freezer, which is some prawns, some squid, just a few bits and pieces really, not a lot, so we're just going to have a go and see what we can catch. More than likely we'll get some whiting. Hopefully we can target a few flatties and stuff like that, but I'll get the gear in the car, we'll get down there and we'll find out how we go once we're set up and got some rods in the water. So I'll see you soon. Welcome to Waterside Fishing Adventures. My name is Carl. I'm fishing with Andy Tigger Fishing today, so he's going to be fishing next to me too. Right, so I'll see you soon when we're coming into Aldeburgh. We'll show you a bit of the surroundings, show you where we're going to park, and we'll get set up and see if we can get a few fish. Ooh, okay, so we're done the drive. We're down on the beach. We've got the shelter up and got the light on so I can speak to you. Now going to set up the rods. And we'll get some bait on. I'll show you some baits later on. I'll show you some rigs. And hope we fish. So, welcome to an Aldeburgh video. We're down just in front of the gate where you go through and go to Orford Island. We're well down past the Motel Tower and stuff. Down in the deeper part, or as far as I know anyway. So, I'll start to get some gear set up. Got Andy Tigger Fishing to the left of me, which I'll be able to show you later on once we get everything all sorted out. We've got some light and stuff, and we'll go from there. So let's do it. Woohoo! So the first rod I'm going to put out is the old Sensor Z S120F surf casting rod special high performance rod, and then I've got a master front drag reel. And we're going for a, let me spin you around. Okay, and then on that rod, rig wise, we've got little booms. Got to straighten these all out a bit, they only just come out of the box. Size 1/0 hooks, Camazons. Tiny one at the top. The middle one is like twice the length of it. And then the bottom one is like 3 times the length of the other two. So we've basically got a nice long trace which is about 8 foot long with 3 booms on it. The booms are not fixed. They can move up and down the rod in the middle. And then the top ones can then only move from there to there. I like to have that little bit of movement because it just helps you. When the fish grabs it, it just gives them a bit of movement and then they hook themselves basically. Sometimes when you get a bigger fish. So we'll get this one set up and on the rod. We'll get a weight on the bottom. We've got weight on the bottom, but I'm going to go a bit heavier than that. I think today we've got 150 on there. I'm probably going to put 170 on there. It's not rough out there, but down there you normally get a really hefty tide flow. So I'll swap that over now to 170, which is a much heavier weight. Clip that on, and as I say, I'll get this rod set up. We'll decide what bait we're going to put on it. I'll show you some of the baits. We'll do our first cast. Woohoo! Yeah! Let's see what we get. Probably a whiting, but you never know. It could be something else, couldn't it? Gotta be in it to win it. So let's have a go. Alright, so I'll get this set up and I'll bring you back. So we've got all sorts of baits tonight. We've got nice prawn tails like that. We've got raw prawns, squid rings, seafood cocktail things, and then we've got 2 big bags full of all sorts of stuff there, so I'll show you them in a minute. And basically, I'm going to be doing that. So we've got a nice big squid strip on. For the first cast, I'll scale it down smaller if I start finding platies. We'll do smaller strips. We'll try different things. See if they need to be banded on with elastic or anything like that. Got the old food and stuff, a bit of drinks, some coffees. So I'll make me and Andy Tigger Fishing a nice coffee in a bit. Got one of my dips with lots of special bits and pieces in it, as you can probably see. They're still in process of being made. Right, I'm going to bait this rig up and I'm going to whip this one out. Right, so that rod's out. So the next rod to go out is the Rampage 2 Surf. It's a pen rod, 15'9". Only used it 3 or 4 times, but lovely rod so far. And then the Penn Surf Blaster 3 reel. Lovely reel. Should be looking after it a bit better than this. I shouldn't really have sand on it. It'll be giving it a good clean when I get back after this trip. I will do a review on this reel and this rod once I've used it a few more times and let you know what I think of them. But so far so good. Right, I'll get these set up, choose a rig, and we'll get this one out as well. Okay, so the pen rod's all set up, and the rig I've gone for on this one is a 190 lead, nice hefty one, because the rod's a high weight casting rod, so it carries a heavy lead and a heavy bait. 230 grams I think it got up to. So yeah, we just got a clip down rig, short trace single hook, which I haven't put on yet as you can see. I'm now about to put on. and I'm going to blast this one out just with a single hook on single baits, so I can get a bit of distance on it and see what's out there. So we'll do that, get that set up. I think I've already had a bite on the other rod, but I'm going to leave it while I set this one up, and we'll see from there. Well, in amongst all the old bait, I managed to find a stray black lug, so just elasticated that on, and I'll whip that out for this first cast. Hopefully that's going to get rid of the blank. Bit of luck anyway, so I'll get these out, watch the rods for a little bit. I'll give you a walk around to where we are once I've tidied up and got settled, and hopefully we'll catch some fish. Time now is 7:30, got here about 7, and we're going to stay till we feel like it basically, but you know us, so you normally stay here and get a few fish, do a decent session. But we obviously haven't got no worms today, we've got no lug, no rag, no blacks apart from the odd stray one that's sticking to bits of fish bait and stuff that's been refrozen in the freezer, so. Right, we'll fish with what we got and let's see what we can catch. Okay, so both rods are out, so let's see what happens. Let's give them 15 minutes, keep an eye on them and see what happens. I'll spin you around and show you what happened to me light while I've been packed away in the car. I had the little local friendly moist. Chewed a wire on up on me light. Lovely. Bloody things. So I'm now going to repair that while I'm waiting for a bite. Got some tape here, so that should do the job. And then I'll cut it and rewire it when I'm at home. I can do it indoors a lot easier. So while I'm talking, today's tide is just after 11 o'clock high tide. As I said, it's 7:30 now, so I'm going to fish it all the way up and then we'll see what happens from there. We may even fish some of it down as well. Right, so let's get a few casts in, see if we can get a fish. So this is where we're fishing. Car's parked up the top there like that. We've come down these rocks, down quite a steep bank even though it doesn't look like it. Around to here, rod dress set up here. We've then got another big steep shelf off the edge of that. You can probably see, and then another one, and then another one. We're all set up in there. Need to move some of the gear about a little bit, but we've got all our bait on the end here. Coffees, crisps, all that sort of stuff. My tackle and dips and stuff are there. Jump pack, lights and stuff up the top there. Spare reels and all that sort of stuff. And basically to cast out, we've got to go down like this, down again, and then all the way down here. And there's the sea. I'm showing you this with the new Felix head torch that I bought. We've got a nice tide tonight, it's looking quite deep, even just where we are now. So hopefully as this fills up, we should be sort of well up here and we should get some nice depth. I'll try and turn around and show you where there's the hills. We walk up these hills, up there, and then up again up there. So yeah, quite a few hills to walk up and down to fish this bay, but nice place to fish. Had cod here before. Hopefully we'll have some nice fish tonight. And so I only got squid and fish baits tonight. Some prawns, but you never know. Hopefully we'll get a few fish. Walking up and down these banks all night will keep me warm anyway, I know that much. So I found these in Morrison's when I was grabbing some bait on the way up. Just thought I'd try some different stuff. Has anyone used them before? The king prawns, but they're not ones I've seen before. Let's get them open up and see what's in the actual packet, shall we? Moon's decided to come out. It's been dark all night so far. So what have we got? Yeah, they're basically them. Which are a lot different to anything I've used before. So I think we'll give them a good go. Be nice if the old cod start taking them. Or any other decent fish, to be honest. So I'm going to put them wrapped up on a big rod. I've got some normal raw prawns, which we'll use on the smaller hooks, hopefully to attract some flatties or even some whiting, whatever's taking them basically. What else have we got? We've got some raw squid rings. These are all bought from Morrison's. Just literally rings of squid. What I do is I cut them open, just cut down one end and then cut down the middle, and you just got two little strips, and they're ideal for small hooks. Basically get a bag full like that, and there must be 30, 40 plus baits in there if you want to cut them up into small pieces, stuff like that. I've got some bluey, which is basically them. A bit frozen so you can't really see them, but some squid, which is just a block of squid at the moment, and then another block of squid that just froze up like that, so they're not really usable at the moment. So we're waiting for them to thaw out at the moment. So the first couple of casts are just using frozen-y sort of broken off bits of bait, which are not going to stay on too long, are they? So once they defrost in a little bit, we'll get some other baits on, get them wrapped up, and hopefully we'll start catching some fish. Never know, we might even reel one in on our first cast. So what's the first fish of 2021 going to be then? Here we go, stay tuned to find out. Well, not a very good start. I just went to reel in the first rod we put out and straight in a snag. Tried walking both ways. Got a nice frayed up piece of line. So I don't know what's out there, but I don't feel too nice. So what do I do now? Do I move down a bay or so? Or not sure what to do now. So hope the other rod's not snagged as well. So not a very good start fishing wise anyway. Right, so the annoying thing is I just made up a really nice rig for that rod as well, haven't I? As you saw, nice long flowing trace with 3 nice snoods on it, but it's now out there in the sea, which is really annoying. Okay, so I'm going to see what the other rod's doing, and if that's snagged as well, then I'm going to have to move, isn't I? Right. Well, couldn't have the worst start I've tried. Brought in the second rod, and that was snagged too. That one got stuck on the edge of the, the wooden side bits that stick out. So I've reset this one up again with a pulley rig and a small piece of wrapped up squid. So I'm going to whip that back out. Hopefully we're not going to be in a snag this time, but not too impressed, not a very good start. But we'll have a go. I'm going to put 2 hook boom rig on the other rod, whip that out in the next bay, and then hopefully I'll find somewhere to fish without getting snagged up, and I might be able to get a few fish. The annoying thing was, on the big rod I had a fish on, nothing massive I don't think, but that was either a decent whiting or a half decent fish. But there we go, took me around there, nothing I can do about it. So we'll have another go, and hopefully this cast will produce something else instead of a snag. Well, that's not a very good start. The digger fishing next door is having a lot better luck than what I am so far. Hopefully he's had a fish. But what I've done is I've put that one back out, but I've cast it right to the left so it sort of drifts around in front of me instead of going right round and almost in the next bay. And the other rod I've got leaned up against the wood at the side here to the right, actually in the next bay. So I'll give you a quick view of what we're doing and hopefully we can catch some fish. So the big rod's still on there on the rod rest in this bay, sitting out there, hopefully going to get a bite. Literally only just put it down, so we'll have to see what happened. We could do without losing loads of rigs there and weights. And then the other one's over here. I'm going to go down and watch this one for a minute, I think, because we've got a bite. It's probably been out 5 minutes or so. Got it up against the wooden water barriers. Sitting there like that. Let's see if we can get a bite on it. Shaking a bit in the wind, but I don't think it's a bite. So I'll let you know how I get on. Hopefully I'll have a fish soon. Tide and stuff is starting to come up the beach a bit now. That's where I'm getting caught out there, more out there on the edge of this. And the other one was out in the middle there somewhere, I don't know what that was on. Getting a bit rougher as you can hear as the tide's coming in. The undertow to the right is mega. Right, got a bit of wind coming off our backs, but nothing too bad. So I'll keep an eye on these and hopefully I'll get a fish. I'll be back soon. Ooh, wow. Lost two, but just reeled in the rod I put in the next bay next to us. And they had a little flounder. Trying to curl up on me, but... Or was that a dab with funny markings? Either way, flatfish. Yeah. Got funny markings in the middle of it there, look. You know what that's all about. But, nice fish. Happy to get one. Made up for me losing 2 rigs straight away as soon as I got there. Which was a pain. Obviously I weren't too chuffed, as you could probably hear in my voice, but that's made up for losing a couple of rigs. Let's get this one back in. Quite chuffed with that. We'll put her back in. It's obviously not big enough. Not that I'll keep it anyway, but it's... "25 centimetres. It's going back anyway, even if it was 50. Right, I'll put it back and hopefully we'll get a few more fish now. And I won't be snagged up in this one in front of me. If that is the case, I'll be fishing the next bay with that rod. Here we go. Had that one on black lug. Oh, wow, it's 9 o'clock. Certainly not cold walking up down these big banks. Reeling in and stuff, it's keeping me pretty warm. Not great with my old heart on that at the moment, but there you go. Just take it easy. So both rods have just gone out with fresh baits on. Got squid on the big rod, wrapped up. And 2 bits of black that I found in amongst all sorts of stuff on the other rod. So hopefully we'll get another flatty on the other rod and maybe the squid will bring in something else. No whiting seem to be biting at the moment, which I'm quite surprised about. I thought we would get a few whiting, but not complaining. I've had loads of them in the last 3 or 4 months. And I've had some nice big ones as well, so I think I've done alright with them. I'd much rather catch some flatties and some bass and some other stuff. Get a bit of variety going for me and for the channel really. Hopefully Andy Tigger Fishing next door has had a few fish. I haven't seen anything yet, but I haven't really spoke to him too much. So hopefully he'll reel in, they'll have a couple of fish on or a fish on, and they'll start catching a few bits as well. Tide's halfway up now. So, no, over halfway. It's 9 o'clock, so high tide's at 11. We've got a couple of hours for high tide. So really from now upwards, we should catch a few fish. This is normally good, 3 hours up, 3 hours down this beach. I've fished here a few times before. Don't normally get snagged, which is a bit strange where I am today, but that's how it goes. Snags move and things happen. Can't do nothing about it. One thing I am impressed with is the old headlamp. It's doing a really good job. It's nice and bright, as you can see. And then you've got other settings where you've got like little settings for doing stuff with your hands and stuff like that. That's really good as well. So I think I'll do a review on that and let you know what I think of that. This is the first time I've used it properly. I used it once down the river, night fishing on the River Tass. Yeah, and that done me well there as well. So looking like it's going to be a good lamp. They obviously cost a lot more money than what you can get on, you know, the Chinese stuff on eBay and that, but you get what you pay for, don't you, in this life, with most things. So this is probably one of them as well. Right, I'm going to watch these rods and hopefully get another fish. I just brought the rod in that was over on the wood, nothing on that cast. So I've put a nice bit of squid on, not too big, not too small. And then the same on the bottom hook. So hopefully the bait will stay on for a bit longer because the worms seem to be coming off quite quick. Plus it's been refroze, so it's not great anyway. So this is the rig I actually put on the other rod. When I reset up after snapping up. It's got a couple of booms on it. One crest, two long snoods, really long snoods. Like 3-4 foot snoods on it, so they're flapping about. That's the one we had to flat on a little while ago, so hopefully we can get some more on these better parts of the tide as they come up. Right, put this one back out and let's see how we go. Okay, so I just brought the big rod in because I thought I had a bite. Bait come in clean like that. Didn't been touched in 15 minutes. So I think what I'm going to do to that is I'm going to add a bit of bluey to the side of it, wrap it on, put it back out. See what happens this time, but nothing seemed to be touched. There's definitely no white or nothing out there. So just they've been taking these bits of squid, I would have thought. Don't seem to get no, I'm going to get flatties on these bigger hooks obviously, but yeah, so I'll put a bit of bluey on the side of it, or maybe a prawn or something like that. Wrap it up, stick it back out there. And I'll let you know what happens when I bring in the other rod later on. So I changed my mind, I'm going to go for one of these prawny things. Trouble is with these is they're very soft. You put the hook through them, it just breaks off. So what you have to do is put the hook through like that, just once, lay it along the top, so sticking up like that. Get the old elastic. He says this is all tangled up. And literally wrap it around without breaking it, like I just have. No, it's going to be too soft for those things. We can try it, but it's looking very soft. As you can see, nice bait, but I'm not sure it's going to stay on. But we'll give it a go. But we also decided to put a squid's head on the end of that, just to make it a bit juicier. So that's what we got, and that's what's going out. Yummy, yummy. Well, not too much happening right now. Try and have a go. Got the old rods out, as you know. I'm sitting there pretty still, to be honest. Prawn and the squid's head on this rod. Don't seem to be doing too much. Very surprised there's no white in that. But not complaining, as I said before, I'd like to catch some other stuff. So, tide's obviously still on its way in. There's an awful thing going on down here, but Someone's been collecting all sorts of shells. Literally, the beach is absolutely covered in them, just in this one spot. So someone's been having fun. Right, yeah. I've already had the flatty on earlier on. This one here doesn't seem to be doing too much either. And I had that on that bit of worm attack, that was the thing. I reckon if I had worms I'd probably be getting more flags. But we've only got what we got, so we've got to try them baits. So we'll pull the old white for a second and see if I can find a piece of mackerel in a minute. A piece of bluey or something like that. Put a tiny piece on these small hooks and see if we can get some flounders or dabs that way. Sea state is still. I know you can't really see, but I can take a picture out there and put it in after this bit and show you that the state of the sea is basically flat calm. Quite a nice night. You've probably got a little bit of wind on camera, just coming from the back of us over there. Hopefully nothing to worry about. It all tides up here now, look, so you get some depth. It's coming up for 10 o'clock now, so we've got about an hour of the tide coming up. So I'm guessing that's going to hit the top of this bank here. Certainly ain't going to get across there and right up there where we are. So it shouldn't be a problem. I would say if you're coming down here to target flatties yourself, the town beach is probably a better place in front of the hotel or down where the boats are. They're both good spots for a lot of flatties if you fancy a session like that. We came down this end just for the deeper water, just in case there's a couple of bigger fish about, which we're going to find out obviously through the night of being here. You see Andy Tigger fishing in the next bay. He's now about to cast out. He ain't had anything yet at the moment there. So I'm going to keep an eye on these. I'm going to try some different baits soon. I've tried like right out with this rod and I've tried sort of closer in with the other rod. Nothing seemed to be making much of a difference at the moment, so we'll just see how it goes. Right, so I'll watch these for a bit more. If I decide to bring them in and change up the baits, then I'll let you know once I've done that, and we'll see what happens to this. What I haven't done so far, which I forgot about, is got our little tub out and our dip. Whee, yummy, 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 yummy. Get a good old amount of that in there. And we'll dip some stuff. Normally better on worms because they seem to drink it and take it on, as you've seen in my other videos, but I'm gonna chop up some of these bits of squid. Squid? It's a funny looking squid, isn't it? Bits of mackerel into strips and then whack them in there to soak. So I'll do that and I'll spin you around and show you. So I've chopped them up, as you can see. Absolutely covering them in the old goo, which I'm still perfecting. This one's really for worm and not for the fish bait, but no reason why it won't work. So we'll let it soak in there for a bit. Hopefully that'll soak into the flesh and stuff, and then we'll give that a go on the next cast on the close in rod. As for the bigger rod, I think we'll put a nice chunky couple of prawns on there, so I think we'll get a couple of them out as well, which will be these. Hopefully that will help them thaw out as well, to be honest, because they're still frozen solid. And we'll see how that goes. So we'll get all these yummied up in the old gooey. Keep stirring them up, and then we'll get them out on the next cast. So I just brought the big rod back in, no bait on there whatsoever. So I've just put a dipped prawn on, wrapped it on, basically like that. So it's looking good, hopefully. Let's whip this out and see what we can get. Well, things are still quiet, so I've got the old cooker out. Whacked it on and time for a coffee. So, it's actually a top up of the coffee I had a little while ago, using up the hot water. So yeah, good old cup. Cheers everyone. Hopefully we'll get a few more fish. I'm trying everything I can, but hard work. Well, the old Phoenix headlamps just died on me, so that lasted from, let's say, what, 7:30 to 11:30. 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 4 hours. And that weren't on all the time either, so that's not really that impressive, but it's okay, I suppose. Gonna have to sort something out about that. I'm lucky tonight, obviously the car's right behind me, so I've just whacked it on charging the car. I can do it on the jump back down here, but I might as well save the power. Just whack it on the car behind me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some more lamps, or lots of things. The lamp itself is actually a pretty good lamp. It's fairly bright. Bit annoying that when you push a button, you get like a boost to 30 seconds of brightness and then it goes dull, or duller. Still very usable, but yeah, otherwise it's okay. So I'll do a proper review on it. Now I've used it a few times, and I'll put that on the channel at some point soon. Right, so I'll let that charge up. I'll keep an eye on the rods. I can still see the rods in the moonlight, so not a problem. I've got the other lights, as you can see, so you can see me now. And I've probably got another lamp, to be honest, in the bag that I can use if I need to. But when you spend, you know, £100 odd on a lamp, you really expect it to last a bit longer than that, don't you? But as I say, I'll do a true review on it fairly soon, and I'll add it to the channel. Fish wise, we haven't had any more fish yet. I had another bite on the rod over, it was on the wood, which I brought over to the middle again now. But nothing seemed to have been there. It was definitely a bite, it was like a flatty bite. So we let it go for a little while, hoping it was going to hook itself or, you know, take in the bait. But nothing materialised from that, so we'll carry on. It's coming up to sort of 11:45 now, so the tide will be turning soon. Hopefully that's going to bring on a few fish on the way down. A bit like anyway. Do the thing more than one flounder. We haven't got a lug or rag, so that's sort of hindering us a little bit. Well, I thought we'd get something on the old fish baits. Hopefully we'll get a few more. Right, we'll try again soon. Thinking about it, going back to the lamp. Obviously I don't need more lamps. The best thing I can do is buy another 3 batteries that fit that lamp. So I think that's what I'll probably do. I'll buy the extra batteries so I can have them fully charged and ready to go. So I can obviously swap them over during the session, which will keep me going. So that'll be my next thing, order some batteries for that. Trouble with these sessions, these fishing sessions are never ending money. Every time we go out it's £100 for, you know, travel costs, bait costs, etc, etc. Tackle, camera equipment, stands, you know, all that sort of stuff. And then even just the food to be out that long, fuel, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's all part of it. It'd be nice if we could make a little bit of it back on the channel to sort of help us get out a bit more, really. But there we go. We'll carry on with this session, and hopefully I'll bring another fish for you to see fairly soon. Alright, I'm now going to check these rods and see what's happening. Fish on. Another flatty. Nice fish. Not massive or nothing, but still a nice fish. See straight through that one. See, that's a dab. Yeah. See the bite go again. They don't bite, they sort of pull down, they don't bite like they'll whiten and whip it off. Yeah, nice little fish. So we'll stick this one back. Give it a quick measure, shall we? Just touching 22 centimetres. But yeah, we're not planning on keeping any of these anyway, so let's get this one back and hopefully get a few more. That one came to mackerel on a little 1/0 hook. Oh, it looks like the old fish are starting to show up a little bit now. Little wriggler, won't even stay still for 2 seconds. Tiny little whiting. Probably the smallest one I've ever caught. Tiny little thing. Absolutely perfect live bait. But it's not what we're doing, so there you go. As you can see, I'm a bit out there now, we're getting a few fish. Been trying all night as hard as possible. That's what you got to do, and keep trying baits, keep changing rigs, keep changing distances until you find some fish. And that's what we're about to do, we're finding some fish. Right, stick this little thing back while it's still alive, get it rebaited, and let's get some more fish. So, this is what we're putting out on the big rod this time. I'm going to strip it back along the bottom, chunk of squid at the top. Hopefully something will take that. So we're starting to pick up a few fish now, so hopefully, as the tide's going down, we'll pick up a few fish. You never know, we might even pick up something much bigger. But I came here targeting flatties with the other rod, and I've achieved that. I've had a couple of them now. Now I just need to get something on the bigger rod, and I'll be quite happy. Hopefully I have a few more flatties on the other rod as well, and things will start to go to plan. That is how I planned it. So, and to be fair, I started to get these bites and they're coming to the dip baits, so that's good. That means that they're doing their job. Right, I'm going to get this cast back out, see some more bites hopefully. Well, time is dead on 12 o'clock. I've just put both rods out and fresh baits on, mackerel and mackerel. I think I put mackerel on all rods as far as I can remember. Yep, and I'm casting them both at a distance at the moment. Probably one over 100 yards and one around 100 yards. so the fish seem to be coming from right out there at the moment. Tide's going to turn soon and start pulling the other way, so we'll have to sort out the rods so they're not pulling to the side where the wood is, basically the opposite side to where we are now. I've got both rods in this bay again now, they're out in front of me. Can't show you at this precise moment because obviously my headlamp's up on charge in the car, but I'll give it another half an hour and I'll get it back out again, and we'll carry on with this session and see if we can get a few more fish. As I said before, I'm quite happy with them couple of flatties we've had so far. That's what I come down here for tonight, and obviously got the deeper water for a bonus codling, dare I say it, but you never know, do you? You might get a bass, could pull out anything really, form back. This is the right sort of place for pretty much everything, but it's looking like we've only got a few smaller fish here tonight, so we'll target them for a little while with the old 1/0 hooks and short snoods, see what that does, and sort of go from there really. Temperature wise, you can see me breath, but it's not cold in the old suit. Quite warm, to be honest, with feet and that nice and warm. Got a couple of pairs of thermal socks on. Nothing on my hands, but they're plenty warm enough. Got everything else on. Got one of my normal tracksuits on underneath like I always do. Hat done up around the collar, and that's pretty much what you need to do this really. Quite cosy sitting here with the old coffees and food and anything we need really. We've got everything we need, and this is the way to do it if you're going to fish in the dark in these temperatures. I mean, the temperature in the car at the moment is 2 degrees, so that's what we got. Obviously we quite often fish in minus, or I've fished in -6 before, but we do what we've got to do, try and catch a few fish, and that's what we're doing tonight, and so far we've had a few. Not prolific like it normally is with free white in the cast and all that sort of stuff, but that's not what we came down to do tonight. We came to get some flatties, and that's what we've done so far. So hopefully Undertaker Fishing next door has had a few fish. We'll probably find out later on. We'll have a little chat next time we have a coffee and see if there's had any fish yet. I know we hadn't had anything last time I spoke to him when we had a coffee, but he was getting a few bites and missing them, so I advised him to step down some of the 4/0 hooks to some little 1/0s or 1s. Gave him a couple out of my box, and he's going to swap over a rig and see if he can get himself a flatty as well. So that's what's going on at the moment. So I'll get out there, I'll take you a picture of the rod rest and stuff so you can see what we're doing right now, and let's get a few more fish. Well, I just had a really good bite on the flatty rod, but it weren't a flatty, it was a little whiting. A bit big on the last one, but not massive at all. Still a okay fish, but we don't really want these, we want the flatties. There you go, Mr. Whiting. Bit of size of the mouth for a small fish. Lovely. Alright, so we'll get this back. Get back out there and see if we can get some flatties. It's the state of the bait that's come back in. But then we're not looking for big baits, we only want little wrapped up bits of mackerel. So to be honest, that would probably go out again. Right, let me get this rebaited and back out. So that's basically what's getting me the fish at the moment. A little bit of black above and some mackerel on the bottom, but I think this mackerel is doing the job because I'm still catching them with just a few mackerel on. So, right, let's get this one back out and see if we can get another fish. Oh, time for another cuppa. Lovely jubbly. Flames are going. Kettle's on. Give it 10 minutes. Should be boiling lovely. And get the old coffees going. I've got a bite again on the old red tip rod. And we seem to be finding a few fish now. So let's carry on. Oh, just had a reel in after having a bit of coffee. Mr. Whiting sitting on the big rod. There's still some fish out there. Didn't see the bite that time. But then I was having a coffee, so sort of my own fault. But still had a fish on, so all these fish at the moment are coming to chunks of mackerel. So not complaining. Hopefully we'll get a few more. Hopefully we'll get something else. So we seem to be getting a few fish. I'm gonna stick out a double prawn this time. See what that does. Whack it in the old dip. It's a dip mackerel that's actually getting me all the fish at the moment, but nice to try other baits and stuff. Well, I'm going to bring in the other rod once I put this out, see what's on there, and rebait that one. Time now is 1:10, so we're a couple of hours, well, hour down now after the tide turning, and slack tide. So let's see what we can catch. Well, I brought in the little flatty rig rod. Got snagged up halfway in. Had fish on, even two on. That felt really good. So just made up a running ledger basically, and I put a small hook on this time. I'm just going to absolutely blast it out and see what's out there in the next bay again. So we'll do that, and I'll let you know how I get on. So that's what we're going for this cast. A little bit of black, tipped with a little bit of squid. Just whip that out on a running ledger. See what we can get. Hopefully another flatty. Well, not too impressed. I was just in the other bay to the right of me. Had a really good bite on the rod. Struck into it, started playing it in. I'm pretty sure it was a ray or something like that. Got to the edge, pretty much near enough right in front of me. Ping, whatever it was, came off. Pretty sure it was a ray from the way it was coming in and sort of sucked into the bottom sort of thing. What a pain. Can't believe that. That would have made the night, but not much we can do about it. Just have to rebait it and get it back out there. But what a shame. Done that last year, I lost quite a few rays. Don't know what's going on. I think it's because I keep hooking them up on tiny little hooks like these. They're just not big enough to keep them hooked up, I don't think. Well, let's get back out there, have another go, see if we can land the next bite we get. Well, we've still got plenty of squid and stuff left. Got a few black lug mixed up in a few of these bits, so we've been trying that as well. So we've got the old goose stuff going, a bit of mackerel, and some of the other bits that we bought at Morrison's as well. But that seems to have gone really quiet at the moment. The tide's now finally pulling to the left, like it should be on the way down. Don't know why it took so long to start doing that, but it is now. Lost another set of gear, it's starting to get really annoying now. You've lost 4 sets now. But I suppose it's part of fishing. But yeah, it's gone really quiet, can't seem to get a bite now. Got a bit of black and that on. Tried squid, tried mackerel, tried prawn. Just getting really hard, but we'll keep trying for a little bit more. See if we can get a few more fish. They seem to be well out of distance, so I have to be whacking the rods right out. 100 yards plus is where I've had all the fish. But don't really know what else to do next. There isn't really much else I can do. Got a bit of wind. Tide's sort of Drop down beyond the second hill now. You can just see that. This is the first one, second one, and the tide's just over the other side of that one. But I think that's where it will sort of settle now. It'll slightly go down a bit more, but not much more. It's about what you get. I would have thought normally this fish really well once it's an hour or so down. I normally fish it, but not at the moment. Well, it's 2:20 now. Not much happening. Can't seem to get a bite at all at the moment. Got blacks out there, and that's not doing nothing. I've got mackerel out there. Tried squid. Tried prawn. Not really much else I can do. Wish I had some normal lug, blow lug, you know, or some rag. I think there's a fair few flatties out there that would probably feed on that, but then why aren't they taking the blacks? They would normally, wouldn't they? Maybe it's just one of those nights. And we've had 4 fish, but it's not many fish really for a winter session. Seems I've been here sort of fishing since about 8 o'clock. And what's that? You know, nearly 2:30. 6 hours, 4 fish. That's not too good, is it? But it's better than blanking. I'm glad I ain't blanked. Probably going to give this another hour now, and then I think we'll give it a good go, won't we? For the baits that we got. Don't know if it's the baits or they're just not the fish out there. I'd like to get down to sort of Weybourne area once I've got a load of bait. You know, do a proper trip, all day, all night. You know, proper decent session. See what we can get down there. Be nice to get a cod or something like that. Big bass. Or, you know, bag full of flatties. Whatever's down there, really. But we'll see. So we're giving this a good old go. As you can see, it's a bit cold, but my hands are actually nice and warm. I can walk up and down these big hills, so well, my whole body's quite warm, to be fair. So that's good. Right. So let's give it another hour. See what we can catch. Well, I just brought a big rod in. Mr. Whiting. Wiggly, wiggly, wiggly. Long skinny whiting. Quite long, but no size to it. Yeah. Better than not getting a fish, but I prefer to be getting some flatties and stuff. I'm going to whack this one out again on a worm. See if we can get something else. They're a long way out. I'm having to whack these really hard, like 120, 130 yards at least. I'm going to really smack these rods. But we'll do the same again. I've lost so many weights, so I've only got these little teeny things, but I think it's doing me a favour to let me whack them right out there. But we'll see. Right, put this fish back, get a bait on, whack it out. Right, just brought in a big rod, Mr. Whiting. Just get it unhooked. God, they're so wriggly tonight. There he is. Nothing big, but welcome fish. It's been hard work tonight. Whew. Right, let's stick it back. Put another worm on. See if we can get something else. Well, it's 10 to 3. Let's go over to the rods and see what's happening, shall we? Managed to bring a fish in on each rod in the last cast. So let's see what we can do on this cast. Hopefully we'll see a bite and hook a fish. We ain't giving it much longer now. We'll be packing up soon, which is annoying. We always seem to do this. We always pack up just as it's starting to get to the good time of the tide. Should know better here really. 3 hours down, and down is always good. It always has been in the past for me anyway. But then pretty much most of the East Coast for me is 3 hours down for the better fish. I probably would have gone somewhere like Dunwich or Lowestoft North Beach, Corton or somewhere like that tonight if I hadn't heard that it's absolutely covered in weed. Hence why I come down this way. Don't normally get the weed down here too much. Once you get the other side of Dunwich, it sort of clears and that's weedy. I know one thing, I've got mega leg ache, back ache, stuff like that for walking up and down these hills. The old chest is pumping away. Well, nothing's happening right now. Just thought I'd bring you out and let you have a little look, see what's going on. The moon's got some funny old clouds going around the edges of it. Funny shapes and stuff happening. Pretty cool. We really want another bite, don't we? So we've had 6 fish now. You know, so we can get a couple more. Oh, nothing yet. Andy Tigger Fishing's just over there. Can't light up enough to show you what he's up to, but he'll be doing his own videos, so you can go over to his channel and watch that, Andy Tigger Fishing. Well, thought I was going to get a bite fairly quickly. I think both rods went off a minute ago, but not this time. Just want to bring you out and let you have a look, see what's going on. I think I'm going to take a couple of photos while I'm doing this. Okay, so 3:15. Now making us a nice coffee, and we're probably on our last cast. Put some blacks on both rods, blast them out as hard as possible, so they're well out there, 100+ yards both rods. So hopefully we can finish on a fish. Just spoke to Andy Tigger Fishing and he ain't had a fish yet. He's lost a couple on the way in, which is a shame. But not actually landed anything yet. He's a bit of a pig. It'd be nice if we could just get a fish before we go, but we shall see. I'll let you know if he does. I'm sure you'll watch his video anyway and give him a bit of support. Right, so I'm going to make a nice warm coffee. I'm going to sip these, watch the rods for the next sort of 15-20 minutes. And we'll probably be packing up sort of 3:30, 4:45. And we've got the hour or so drive home. An hour 20 minutes I think it takes. So it's going to be a late one. It'll be 5:30, 6 probably by the time we get home. So we'll be having a good old sleep until after dinner time tonight, this morning, whatever you want to call it. Still got plenty of bait and stuff, but the fish are just not really there tonight. Not really worth the time. We'll give it, you know, some good time. Well, we had what, 6 fish now, haven't we? 4 white and a flounder and a dab. Right, so I'll come back to you in a little bit once we had a nice coffee and we bring in these rods, and hopefully I'll have another fish on one of my rods, and hopefully Andy will get one on his. Okay. Lovely jubbly, a nice couple of frothy coffees, cappuccinos and toffee nut. I'll whip one of them over to Andy Tigger Fishing next door and drink mine. And we're probably going to do our last cast. By the time we've had these and sorted things out, it's going to be 4 o'clock. I think we'll give it a good old go. So, we'll whip this over to him. I'll be back soon with whatever's on the rods. Well, just had a nice coffee with Andy Tigger Fishing. Had a good old chat for 10-15 minutes. Watched his rod going a few times, but nothing come of it, which was really annoying. Just sat there watching it bite away. It was a flatty, I reckon. But no, I weren't there when he struck it and reeled in. Right, I'm going to start bringing my rods in now. This is probably going to be the last cast. So, hopefully we've got a fish on. If not, we're going to be packing down, getting the old gear in the car, and doing the normal drive out as we normally do. So, I'll speak to you in a minute. Well, just brought the big rod in, and little dab. And there's a little dab as well on it. Let's get it unhooked. And the lip hooked. Come off that easy, look. Look how small that is. Tiny little thing. Well, it's smart rod, isn't it? Nice little fish. There, like you can see straight for it. Just trying to look at it. Stomach's full. You know what's been eaten. So there is a few fish out there, as you know, but they're hard work tonight. Literally the size of my hand, basically. That'll give you an idea how small she is. But cool little fish anyway. Alright, let's put it back. I'm going to smack this rod out one more time while I pack up all the bait in that. Bring everyone in. And that's probably going to be the end of the trip. Well, I've packed up all the bait and stuff, as you can see. Picked it up all the rubbish. Still got to put my gear in that way as yet. Still got 2 rods out. This is the way to pack up your rubbish. Get a bag like that and just put all your crap in there and dump it in the bin. Don't leave it on the beach. No need for it. Anyway, alright. I'll put these 2 out again, just one more cast. Both on worm. And this time we'll walk all the way down all the hills, right down to the water's edge, and give it a good old whack. So they're both out there for about 10 minutes. Then we're going to reel them in. Hopefully we'll have one more fish. up a bit. Sorry if it's on the camera. Time is getting towards 4 o'clock. I'll show you the actual time once we're in the car and we're all packed up and we're turning around ready to go. Do you believe we just had a little knock on the red tip rod? Little flatties now I've been getting tonight. They've only been giving little taps, as they do. Little pull downs. Nothing like when the white and grab hold of it and go whack, as you all probably well know. We could well get one more, hopefully. I like to hang out at the last minute, if possible. Have one more cast while I'm packing up all the bait and stuff. Just in case, you never know. Many times I've had a nice fish when I'm doing this bit of the session. Pack up everything else, get it all in the bags, sort of get the car, get everything ready to get to the car. And bang, nice fish. So hopefully that'll happen in the night. I'll be quite happy with just another flatty, to be honest. So, I'm going to carry on sorting this lot out. And then bring them rods in. So, one rod's in, all packed away. Nothing on that rod. So, we've got one more rod left. We're now about to bring in. Hopefully we've got a fish on there. Okay, so I'm in the car, all packed up. I'm going to spin round, do the drive out. I'll say thanks for watching again, and I'll see you soon in another video. Caught a few fish, that was alright. See you soon.